Okay. Now, okay. Let me get all this going. Okay. Okay, let me get back to this story. This right here. I'm on page 55. They were uh, widespread, and though now they merely survive, they merely survive. They are certain incentives of society and could not terminated, be termed inartistic. As for those sophisticated arts, the South has always practiced them in a matter of course. I shall not attempt to estimate the Southern contribution to literature with some special array of names. It im- the impassioned scholars who are busily res- uh, resurrecting Shivers, Kennedy, Byrd, Longstreet, Sutt, Livingood, and such minor persons in the rediscovery of American literature, with precisely also getting around again to Cook, Page, Cable, Allen, and the like. I have no idea who these people are. What I should particularly like to note is that the Spextus theory that an independent country ought to originate the independent art worthy of its national greatness did not originate in the South. Emerson forced such theory. Whitman tried to practice it, and the call of the great American novel was only lastly had only lately died in its own fertility. Since the day which Southerners read Mr. Addison or got Mr. Stewart to paint grandfather's portrait, they did not, on the whole, be greatly excited over the idea that America is obligated to demonstrate the originality by some sharp divorce from the European tradition, which might have happened had not the Civil War disputed the natural course of affairs. I cannot virtue to say. Certainly, in an indigenous art would have lost a good chance of springing up in the South as an invaluable expression of modes of life rather favorable to the arts. What kind of art it might have been, or whatever it would have been, great, I don't know. Really think about it. If we Southerners divinced off, but we kind of do now anyway, after 90 something years. Okay, let me get back. We should, however, recognize that the appearance or non appearance of great art or an great artist can hardly be accepted as a final criterion from judging a society. That is typically modern view, simplicity that modern that society merely exists to produce the artist, and it is wrong. Certainly the great art cannot be made by fiat. Fiat. Yeah, that's what it says. Fiat. Fiat. It probably hates compulsion, but an artistic life in the social sense is archivable under right condition, and then probably when we least expect it, the unpredictable great art arrives. If art had any real importance in life, it is a significant it is of a significance and a beauty way of shaping whether there is to be a shape in life, but secular or religious, private or public. Let me go back to my thesis. I do not suggest that the South itself is about to become the seat of some grand revival of the arts, though much might happen. I do suggest that the South, as a distant provincial region, offers terms of life favorable to the arts, which in the last and in analysis are a byproduct anyway and will not bear too much self-consciousness solitude. Our megalopian agglomeratharians, really big words, megalopolian ag aglo agglomeration, which make great ado about art, are actually sterile on the creative side. They patronize art. They merchandise it, but did not produce it. The despised Hinterland, which is rather carefree about the manner, somehow managed to beget the great majority of the American artists. True, they often migrate to New York and considerably risk their own growth. They, as more, move away again to Europe or some treasured local retreat, which is really true. I mean, if I really want to make it big, I have to go up there and or to Europe. This, okay. Our large cities affect and cosmopolitan air, but have little of the artistic cosmopolitanism that once made Paris a mecca. They do not literally breed literature groups. The groups appeared in the hinterland. We have only to examine the biographies of other artists to learn how provin- provincial are the sources of their art. The Midwestern experiment of some years ago was a provincial movement, as is today the Southern outburst. Zona Gale, Robert Frost, I know who Robert Frost is, James Branch Cabell, Julia Perkinson, Peterkin, Sherwood Anderson, Walla Cather, and others are provincialists. The Little Theater movement is provincial. It is decentralized dramatic art and is broken the grip of Broadway. Oh yeah, the Little Theater. I remember trying to work with them and worked with them a little bit down here. Okay, and certainly the provincial artist ought to enjoy special blessings more nearly than his big city uh, colleague. He should be able to approximate a harmonious harmonious relation between artist and environment. Especially to his advantage is his nearly his nearness to nature in the physical sense. Sense ought to mean not that he becomes, in a narrow sense, an artist of the soil, dealing with the in a picturesque, but that means nature is an essential balance factor in his art. A present presents neither neither okay wholly benign or nor wholly hostile, and wholly with the W, continually reminding him that art is not a substitute for nature. Likewise, he is far from the commercial fury and the extreme knowingness of the merchandise center. He works unaware of critical politics, unaware of, critical politics, critical policies. He is ignorant of how this or that career was put over. He does not have to truckle or wear himself out at drinking bouts and literary teas. He is not obligated to predict cleverly the swing of the artistic pendulum before they fairly began to swing. Even so, he cannot escape the infection of the cities by mere geographical remoteness. The skepticism and malice of the industrial mind reaches him anyway, though somewhat subdued, and attack his art in the very process of creation. Yeah, I really do. Being a Southern artist and 80 and almost 90, almost 100 years after this book is written, oh, different. Okay, let's see. Got a little bit left. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here at this place. And I think I only got, we don't, yeah, it's got that word in there. Oh, a Southern book, and of course it's going to have it. And I'm going to have to change it. I'm already staring right at it. Okay, you are listening to Lord's blog, and I will catch you in a bit. Subscribe, listen, uh, go look at my art. Uh, Basically, you can just Google my name and you can find it. And I'll see you in a bit.